Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. So glad to be with you today. And my amazing guest, Lafaya Mitchell, is going to be with me soon. So make sure and share this out. Tag all your friends. Here we go. Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Capital Mortgage Source, Southpaw's Perfect Pizza, and Carrie Whitlatch and Farmers Insurance. For more information on Capital Mortgage Source and their mortgage services, go to capitalmortgagesource.com. And for more information on Southpaw's Perfect Pizza and their amazing pizza in Albany, Oregon, go to southpawspizza.com. And finally, for more information on Carrie Whitlatch and Farmers Insurance in Lebanon, Oregon, give her a call at 541-258-3995. Music by Connor Hedge and Protestant, used with permission. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. So glad to be with you today. It's going to be an amazing day because it's Monday. Woo! Yes, I know. There's so many of you thinking, oh my goodness, it's Monday. Well, you know what? Mondays don't really have to suck. They can actually be awesome because it's up to us. Why not take advantage of the opportunities, possibilities we have out there? It's going to be an amazing day if you make it that way. And a little drink of water always helps with that. So glad that you're all here today. You know what? We're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. That's right. We go live at 8 a.m., but this stays on the platforms we broadcast on: LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook forever and ever and ever. So you can go back, you can look and rewatch, you can share with other people, you can connect and engage with people that were on the live stream or in the comments. And so that would be so great if you would be active and be around and bless us every Monday and Thursday. We'd love to have you as part of our community because this is an amazing community that I'm blessed with. I'm so thankful every single week. And so don't forget Mondays and Thursdays. But then if you miss that and if you can't watch it, it also converts to audio podcast. You can watch on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, let's say that again. You can listen on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon, or any of your favorite podcast platforms. So just listen when you're getting ready for work, in your car, jogging, whatever you like to do. My beautiful wife loves to listen to her favorite podcast every morning as she puts her makeup on and gets ready for work. So whatever works for you, would love to have you listen in. So thanks again for being here. So I want to give you some information about Marketing with Russ. If you're new, welcome. We're all about how amazing people connect. That's right. I'm a firm believer that connection and community building is the foundation and just the basis for any good marketing plan, any good business, really any good life. So I'm glad that you're here. We talked to these amazing people like Lafaya today, who are amazing connectors, and I'm so thankful for that. Of course, I love to connect. You can connect with me at russedge.com. Get all the information about me, about my inspirational speaking, about my uh, live streaming, about my marketing coaching. Love to have you check that out. But also, you can connect with me any way you want, whether it's social media or whether it is through email, phone number. You can even schedule time right on my calendar to Zoom with me. I'd love to do that. So please connect today. Also, if you could please join our YouTube page, it is growing by leaps and bounds. We'd love for you to join in. It's Marketing with Russ Live will get you there. So I keep it simple for you. My website's myname.com. My link to my YouTube page, the name of the show, Marketing with Russ Live, will get you there and you can subscribe. In fact, you can open another tab right now. Subscribe right now. Don't wait. Make it happen because you'll be glad you did. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, going on thousands of people that have subscribed to that. Speaking of which, I will tell you, coming up very, very soon is, wait for it, our 500th episode on the 20th of this month. Can you believe it? 500 episodes. So you can guess there's a lot of people that it will really be a blessing to you. Lots of value have come through the show. And so I'm so thankful for that. So also wanted to remind you, please share this out. Tag your friends. I would love for you to let everybody know because it's people get busy. They don't remember or they get tied up with things. So remind them or just say, hey, if you've never listened, come on in. Tag your friends. That'd be so great. All right. So getting ready to roll here. But before we do, every Monday and Thursday, we do a marketing tip of the day. And the marketing tip is just a little nugget, gold nugget to help you, encourage you for a great week. And I really hope that it helps you today. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay. All right, here we go. This is your marketing tip of the day. Do it your way. That's right. You don't have to do it other people's ways. It's good to good information and good value from other people to put together what you really believe and what you stand for. But you have to do it with your own flavor, your own style. There's only one you. Do it your way. Don't let people should all over you like you should do this, you should do that. Make sure that you find a way for you to positively affect other people. You know, there's only one you and you can do amazing things for others. So today, when you're putting things together, base it on why you're here, what is your purpose in life, and move forward with a good foundation and do it your way. And that is your marketing tip of the day. All right, everybody, there we go. That's your marketing tip of the day. The last thing I forgot to mention, don't forget if you want to get befuddled, live the life you choose, or any of my books, guess what? You can go to russedge.com or look those up on Amazon or any of the online book sites. So, all right, there we go. So we're going to get Lafaya in the room and get the party started. Drum roll, please. Brrr. Hello, Lafaya. How's it going?
Hey, Russ, how's it going?
It's going good. Hey, it's a new week. I'm doing great other than needing water.
Uh-huh. Have to stay hydrated.
That's it. Oh my goodness. It helps me tremendously. So, hey, listen, let's start with the basics. You are an amazing person. Tell everybody, I know this already, but tell everybody all the things that you're all about. What are you up to?
Oh my goodness, I'm up to a lot. So, okay, hi everybody. My name is, if I'm introducing, my name is Lafaya Mitchell. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I like to say extraordinaire because I do so much more. I am what I call the reluctant mother, but happy mother of six, 3 adult children and 3 adopted very young children, 8 and under. So my life is already insane without everything else that I do. I'm the creator of the Lafaya Way. It's a philosophy that is meant to help people who work with or people who are hypersensitive or highly sensitive people. So basically, it's kind of like that calming formula that makes everything else come together, so that you can do what you need to do in order to function out in society the way that you need to. I have so many projects going on right now that I'm excited about. The most current is I am finishing up my chapter or my contribution to an absolutely wonderful book, The Advocates, the Healers, and Heeding a Higher Calling. This is a project, an anthology type of book, 7 authors. We're coming together, all healers, all doing absolutely wonderful advocacy work. But I was invited to contribute a chapter there, so I'm really excited about that. Um,
Awesome.
and but in my particular chapter for that book, I'm discussing the plight of the of adoptive parents, because it can be an extremely difficult but wonderfully rewarding job, but I mean exhausting though, to be an adoptive parent. And I'm speaking especially to those who have adopted relatives, so that's kind of my area for that particular book. I'm also working on another book of my own, hope for highly sensitive people. I'm really excited about that. And I also have a podcast on the way, that will be getting started, I believe, March 18th. So I mean, launching March 18th. So the Lafaya Way Poker Show, because Russ, that that's another area that I love, is to play poker and to discuss the issues that women experience in the game. So
Yeah, well, I love that, and I want to bounce right off that. I want to have you tell everybody. So you've written a book recently on poker too.
hmm
So
hmm
let's talk a little bit about that. You worked with our friend Lonnie Ray, and yeah. So anyway, talk a little bit about that. That's exciting.
Okay, so I wrote a book in 6 days, guys, called "Poker: A Woman's Game." It just came from a whole other project. So I was Lonnie. If you haven't met Lonnie Ray, you need to make yourself acquainted with her if you have any interest in putting together a book. She's awesome. But she I was invited to actually write a chapter in one of her other anthologies, Speechless, giving the hashtag voiceless a voice. Absolutely. And just I love the project that I worked on with her. When we spoke, we kind of hit it off right away. She asked me a few questions, and then all of a sudden I heard her saying these words that made a lot of sense to me. She was like, because I kind of threw in, I was like, um, yeah, I know we're working on this project here, but what would you think about a book, a poker book? I love the game. I'm very interested in the psychological aspect of the game. It's something that I've been just like studying and just all about for years. I've learned how to take my philosophy, the Lafaya Way, and actually apply it to tilt reduction. Tilt is basically kind of when people like kind of lose all their senses when they're playing poker, so they lose all their chips. Okay, so I say it keeps people from losing their chips. you know, and so losing your playoff words. But anyway, I said, and then all of a sudden these wonderful words were coming out of her mouth. Would you like to write a poker book for women? And I was like, you know what? I never thought of it that way, but yes. So because I was explaining to her all of my experiences, what it takes to get to the table, and all that with my crazy life already. And all of a sudden, as soon as we were done with the Speechless project, she gave me a call a week later, and she's like, "Are you ready to get started?" It was going to be Thanksgiving break, and I was like, "Yeah, let's go for it." We have a week off, a week off with 3 small children, though, a week off,
Right.
and and we got started on the project. I figured out right away that there was a huge event, or a couple of huge events for women in poker, happening that following week, and told her about them. And she said, "Oh, we have to get the books, done, released. Do you think we can do it before the event so that we can kind of have them hot off the press when you get there?" And we did it. I still don't know how. Through all the help of every every angel in heaven, we did it. And it actually it ended up being more of like a memoir type of book. I was taking the literal experiences that I was having, and playing off of those to discuss several different issues, and then also throwing in my formula for how to keep calm in very stress-filled situations. So
Wow. Wow. I mean, Lonnie's really a driver for sure, because I've worked with her also on a project on one of her books, and it is a great to have somebody like that to help you when you're putting these things together, isn't it?
Yes, yes. She pulls the creativity out of you. You know, when you talk about, collaborating with others and, in the kind of the power of that, it is
Right.
so, it's wonderful to be connected with people like her and people like you. You're absolutely wonderful. You kind of you get all the creative juices going as well. And so yeah.
Well, we are better together. I firmly believe that. And I
Yes.
think when we do these projects together and we collaborate together, it's pretty exciting because we play off each other's energy and be able to do a lot of things. So, well, I want to dive deeper into the Lafaya Way and the things that you're really all about and when, how you're helping other people. So let's talk because boy, I tell you, you got so much going on yourself, but being able to bless other people. And so let's talk a little bit about the Lafaya Way.
Okay. So the Lafayette Way, it actually got its beginnings with me being told by several parents and colleagues, hey, you need to share with others what it is you're doing, because I became that, like that clinician that was known for, if they're very difficult to work with or seem impossible to work with, been failing treatment for years, send them to Lafayette. I became that clinician. And back then I was specializing words. I was specializing mostly in working with kids on the autism spectrum. That was like I was completely immersed in that for many, many years. It's an area, it's a love space area of mine because my daughter's on the spectrum, and there's just a way that I went about doing things that I could not necessarily explain to others before. I just, for me, I just kind of feel like, okay, it's just a gifting. I didn't really think much of it, other than, yeah, when they come to me, they become okay. And when I talk to the parents, I kind of teach them, hey, this is how you deal with this situation. And hey, this is the language to use with this information, and, that kind of thing. And it's just slight adjustments. So again, I didn't think much of it, but they kept saying, what magic wand do you have? You need to share this formula. Blah. And I'm like, I don't have a formula. I'm just being me. And then there continued to be that idea kept coming back to me over and over and over again from different people. And then eventually, I don't know, like this was many years ago, but life kind of pinned me down in a way. You know how when you have a certain calling, that you kind of don't have a choice on, you can
Right.
try to avoid it and, say things like, I'm not a writer, and and think and I don't want, what do you mean, philosophy behind something? I can't even define philosophy. But anyway, after I got over myself and and decided to, be obedient to my calling, that I knew was, and I was like, okay, all right, okay, God, well, I don't know how to write a book, because I'm a brat. I don't know how to write a book, but whatever, I'll just start writing, right? And when I decided to give in to that, to just again, give into that calling, everything just started to just pour out. I call them my downloads, and next thing I know, I have like a 60,000 word document after 2 weeks, because all day and all night I was awake. I hardly slept because I would wake out of my sleep to just, and I was handwriting it at first because I'm a crazy person, but eventually somebody gave me the advice, hey, why don't you type it in, so, so you don't have to repeat what it is you're doing. I'm like, oh yeah, novel idea. But anyway, had all this stuff and had no idea what to do with it. Again, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, of course, the right people are placed in front of you. So I told a friend about this, kind of spilling all this out, not knowing what to do with it. She's like, oh, well, I know someone who can help you put it together. Met with a woman. She said there's a philosophy behind what it is that you have written in here, and we need to pull it out, tease it out. And I'm like, oh no, I already did my job. I already wrote all the stuff. Leave me alone. Turn it into a book. Let's go. And no, anyway. So then, I stopped being a brat again, and we teased out the philosophy, which carried with it 4 steps. And the reason that I call it the Lafaya Way is because it's kind of strange, because all of the parents they would say to me all the time, well, we tried it the Lafaya Way and it worked. And I'm like, why are you calling it the Lafaya Way? I didn't even like my name. So why are you calling it that? That's weird. And then, but then, it just finally, I had a chance to kind of, again, get over myself and my imposter syndrome, don't put my name in things.
Right.
And there I have this philosophy with a 4-step method to it that is like, it's very clear. It's simple in its, kind of its wording, but in action it can be a little, tough. But I break down the steps and give you, okay, so if you're going to, like, step one is find your calm, right? Because my philosophy is based in, oh, by the way, shut me up if I'm talking too long if you want to ask a question. But anyway, step one is find your calm, because the whole philosophy is based in kind of calming that red alert system, so
Right.
that it, because when you calm the red alert, kind of that, and when I say red alert, I mean, like, you guys know, like Will Rogers, there's a problem here, in the mind, in the body, you're having all kinds of reactivity, and then you get to it, it kind of stifles our ability to communicate and interact in a way that is healthy and helpful to our situation. So it's calming that part down. And then there's an element to the red alert brain that I've added that I call emotion soaking, which is the unintentional sponging of the feeling energies of others. So I'm teaching people how not to kind of play off of each other, where they're kind of sponging in, if you could imagine it, sponging in the negative energy from the other person. And then they're kind of, it's, if you think of a sponge, right? The old school sponges, you can have a, kind of a flat sponge. And then once something, water enters into it, it grows. So that's what happens in us. We kind of have this negative emotion grow in us. And then we kind of, then the other person is taking in that energy and it's growing in them, and we keep having this larger and larger, like, exchange of negative energy until we have like a nuclear explosion of negative
Right.
energy. So in the steps, it kind of slows that process down. And sorry, I'm backing up. It is very much that emotion soaking piece is at a higher level for highly sensitive people, because they're taking that information in and it's kind of hitting them in a way that, maybe for others that it may not expand as much. There's a, then that just shuts down any ability to communicate in a way that's helpful or healthy. But yeah, so I have my step one, find your calm. Step two, understand the real truth. Step three, respond in alignment with your truest intentions. And step four, recognize small step improvements and reinforce them highly. And then, of course, there's a rotation through the steps beyond
Sure.
that. And you find yourself, you're constantly rotating through these steps. To me, all
Well,
this feels very biblical to me. But sorry. Oh,
no, you're right. I was just going to say that exactly. But you know what I love at the very beginning, your step number one, I think finding your calm is so hard for people in the world we live in today. Now, first of all, if people listen to what you are, all that you're doing, I don't know how you find your calm, but that is an area where we just get so busy and there's so much noise and there's so much going on. Be able to find that peace and calm, I have found the answer to that. I mean, number one, it's God, but number two, it's quiet time and giving myself peace and time in the morning for space, just space to think and space to pray and space to process and space to talk to God and space to just decide what I'm actually doing at a calm pace instead of trying to figure it out while you're in the middle of all the So I just love that. And that I think is one thing that really would resonate with so many people because it is so hard to find that calm.
yes, yes, and find your calm, and I don't mean to traumatize people, right? But find your calm. The reason I word it that way, right? Not just calm down or that kind of thing, because I know that that's very difficult to, and actually that's kind of very annoying to hear, especially for a highly sensitive person, right? When I say find your calm, I'm very intentional, because it's not that we don't have the capacity, right? It's that we kind of have to figure it out. We kind of have to locate it. I had a parent say, find your calm. They're like, well, where is it? Is it under the bed? Is it, behind the door? Like, where am I finding this calm? And, and so that I broke it down for them. And I'm like, okay, so there's steps to the steps. When you're working on finding your calm, if we want to just break it down into the easy, like not reading the whole book about it, right? Because I have, can write chapters and chapters about finding your calm. But, one of the pieces to finding your calm is to, as you said, just kind of focus in on that, like that quiet time, that self-care. If you get ahead of all of the craziness that you have to deal with every day in the world, at home, everywhere, right? That in work, on the job, everywhere. Then if you start out your day with that kind of that quieting, that spending that time with your higher power, and and giving yourself that space to kind of just be able to just breathe without without, again, everything else, all the interruptions. That already kind of gets you ahead of the game. You're being proactive about being calm, because you're kind of giving yourself in it, you're extending your calming space, right? So then you're coming out a little differently than you would have just jumping out of bed and getting straight to getting your hair done and all the craziness, right? Trying to figure out the right clothes to wear, all that. But then also, you can also, in order to find your calm in tough moments, be mindful of your body cues. The body cues work can become very important. Cues to upset, like such as like when you're very upset, what things happen in the body? Your heart beats too fast, you shallow breathe, your muscles get tense. All these things happen. If you actively work, if you connect with that and you actively work to counteract those things that are happening in the body, that can also serve to help you find your calm. Okay. And then the biggest piece to finding your calm is learning how not to personalize. And this is very like, and I'll explain it, but this is very important. Do not personalize what's happening, first of all, outside of yourself, and especially what's happening with other people. If there are other people making mistakes, right? And when I say by making mistakes, I mean then, and I like to use the term mistakes, right? So they're just kind of taking a step in the wrong direction. If we're looking to get along with others, which usually we are because humans desire connection, if someone is making a mistake, right, in accomplishing that goal, not personalizing is very important. So when someone, say, for example, yells at you, let's just go there, like, because that's a big one. If they yell at you, right, then if you can say to yourself, wow, they must be having a really tough day, right? Or, wow, this must be really upsetting to them. That's very different, right? So you're not personalizing. That's very different from saying, what? Don't yell at me. That's disrespectful. There, all these things where we personalize what someone else is doing. But that's kind
Right.
of just a little piece on Find Your Calm.
And I think that is so hard for people to do, honestly, because we just tend to naturally, our human selves want to personalize everything. So,
Yes.
man, I tell you, well, listen, there is so much to this, but we're already at the point we got to start wrapping things up. So I want to tell everybody, make sure everybody, all of Lafaya's information is going to be in the show notes and the comments, and she's going to give it again here in a sec. Her LinkedIn is ticking along the bottom, but I want you to make sure you reach out to Lafaya, make sure and connect with her and help her, or let her help you find your calm, because we all need that. So, all right, Lafaya, give us your gold nugget of what we had time to talk about today, and then tell everybody how to get in touch with you, because, man, there's so much more to learn.
Oh man. Okay, so my golden nugget is when we're talking about finding your calm, okay, because that is an important area, and it's such a difficult, it can be such a tough area. It's like tough and easy at the same time. But we're talking about finding your calm, if you can remember just kind of the three core, right? That self-care, or that kind of being mindful of your, in self-care, I mean like meditation, quiet time, those kind of things. But also we're including like exercise, the way you eat, all of that. So self-care in general. So that's number one. Minding those body cues, because changing negative thoughts can feel impossible when you have all kinds of other stuff going on inside of your body working completely against being able to have those thoughts, those
Right.
positive thoughts, right? And then three, don't personalize. Work towards learning how to keep other people's problems their problems and not yours, right? And
Mm.
so when you actively work to do that, then you'll find yourself less activated, in an upset way when you're interacting with other people who are struggling. So that's my golden nugget for the day. And the way that you contact me is through Instagram. I have two accounts, one for Lafaya _way. That's for those who are either hypersensitive or highly sensitive people. And then I have my Lafaya Way poker, because I'm a therapist by day, poker player by night. So I have my Lafaya Way poker, where we talk about the mental game and all of those things. I also have a YouTube channel, Lafaya Way. everything Lafaya Way. You can find the Lafaya Way on Facebook. If you need a parenting support group, I have a Lafaya Way support group. So just lots of ways to find me. And of course, here on LinkedIn, you can find me under Lafaya Mitchell.
That is so awesome. We we have a little bit of that information, but we'll make sure and get the Instagram information on there as well. I think if people remember the Lafaya Way, they're set. Basically, they can find you.
Yep.
And so it is so great to have you on. This is the second time we've got to have a great chat. Had you on one of my other shows, and you are just an amazing ball of fire, I'm telling you. So I am so blessed to know you, Lafaya. I'd call you friend. And thanks for being here with us today. I really appreciate that. I know that your time is valuable, so thank you.
Yes, thank you.
You bet. I'm going to say goodbye, but hang tight in the green room for just a sec, all right? All right. See ya. Boy, I tell you, man, she is, wow. She has tons of energy, but that whole calming, she really has a calming spirit. And so I want to tell you guys today, make sure that you connect with Lafaya today. She has all the information will be in the comments in the show notes. We have part of it here now, and we'll make sure we get her Instagram and the other things as well. And so it looks like we're slowly but surely getting things together. And information about her books. Thank you, Lonnie. And so glad to have you here today. So please connect with her today. And I'm just so blessed that you're all here. It's an amazing Monday. I'm telling you, don't forget that we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. That's right after we go live. This sits as a video podcast on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook forever, but also converts to audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever your favorite podcast platform is. And we're getting so close. We're coming up on our 500th episode. Do not want you to miss that. 500 episodes. So thankful for that. And just want to remind you, we are supported by amazing sponsors. Thank you so much for our amazing sponsors that we have. Today, we have Capital Mortgage Source, Southpaw Pizza, and Farmers Insurance Carry Whitlatch office. And so thankful for them. But also wanted to tell you that we are listener supported. So if you feel led to bless this, I call it a ministry, our amazing live streams where we can affect people positively, make a positive change in our world. You can scan the QR code or click on the code today, give any amount you want that goes to pay for the expenses of putting this on. And as you can guess, 500 episodes on this show, also coming up on 200 episodes on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott that Lafaya was on, and also have the Experience Local and Russ Reels Live. So there's a lot of live streaming going on. So appreciate all your prayers and support there. And just what a blessing this community is. I am just so thankful to have you all here. So I am excited for this week ahead. It's going to be awesome. And one more look at Lafaya's information there. There you go. And so if you want to connect with me, do not forget, you can connect with me at russedge.com. Russedge.com is all the information about me. And don't forget to please subscribe on our YouTube page at Marketing with Russ.live. Pretty simple. All right. With that, thanks so much, everybody. Blessed to have you here with us. Have an amazing week. We'll see you on Thursday. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.